Y'all was coming to a poetry show, didn't y'all? You thought this was just going to be a poetry show. It's called Fear Not the Revolution. Fear Not the Revolution. My name is, well, I am Olajuwon A.O.R.L.X, Rahim, Lamar Xavier Ali. I am a great friend of Freeman Word. Everybody give it up for Freeman Word for putting this together. Yeah. Now, Freeman Word was my mentor back in high school. I'm 20, but Freeman went to WashU and he was my mentor, and I was his mentee in high school. And so this show is really a cultivation of our relationship, building, us bonding, and sharing some of the same ideas. And the name of the show is Fear Not the Revolution. So we're going to give you some things that may stir up some spirits in yourself, in your mind, but we don't want you all to be afraid. We want you all to listen, be open, and hopefully leave here with something that you can share with the world. All right, next up I'm going to bring up our host, Louis Conphliction.
Some of y'all act like y'all ain't want to clap for me, but that's cool. My feelings don't get hurt that easily. How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? Okay, so this is more of an interactive show, which means when I talk to you, I pretty much expect you to move your lips and talk back. So I'm gonna ask that one more time. How you doing? You doing all right? Okay, some of y'all still don't like yourselves very much. It's all right. Hopefully by the time we're done, you're gonna be happy, feeling a whole lot better. My name is Louis Conphliction. I'm gonna be your host. And the only thing my job is here to make sure y'all have a good time. You ready to have a good time? Let me hear somebody say, uh-huh. Let me hear somebody say, uh-huh. Put a smile on. We're gonna get this thing going. Y'all ready to hear some good poetry? Let me hear somebody say, oh yeah? I think I shall start with a small piece. Mind if I do a little poem for y'all? Okay. Tell me who gon' fight? Who gon' fight for what's right? They say the revolution, will not be televised, And that's why I keep my ear to the street, and God right by my side. And long as God's right by my side, then I'm ready to fight. Because I have every reason to be angry. The thing that I can't seem to understand is why you aren't. You know what? It's my fault. Shame on me, because I believe that you had the understanding capabilities greater than those of a 6.5-year-old golden Labrador, but nah. You don't care about the issues. You want to be fashion forward. You want to give these thugs and these killers what they asking for. You want to drop out of school, sell drugs, shake your ass, and get cash some more, right? See, I thought that we at the very least were better than basic, but my face has been slapped silly by those who move so backwardly. And I can say that the wool has been pulled over our eyes, but that would offer the indication that you could even realize why you should be as angry as I am. See, I'm mad at 400 years of oppression, and the lesson was never comprehended by the victim's great-great-grandchildren. I'm mad because it really does take a village to raise a child, but that fickle fact somehow been forgotten, and my downtrodden babies get left to fend for themselves, giving themselves to the moments and embracing temptations that a child shouldn't be allowed to fathom. We have it with the misconception that adulthood begins with the beginning of a menstrual cycle, or the ability to ejaculate. And I speculate that things start going astray when we start treating our principles of Kwanzaa like outdated traditions. And this just sickens me. How could you sit there and do diddly to stop the ambitions of those missing memorialities? But not me. I won't conform to these habits, because nowadays it seems like tragedy happens so sporadically fast that we treat our foundations cracking under our feet like everyday happenings. See, our people the damsel in distress, but we too stupid to see that we the knights in shining armor that we've been searching for. Like we in a gunfight with a knife expecting not to get hurt no more. Claiming that we're sick and tired of being sick and tired, all the while we're still sitting in that fire and then have the damn audacity to ask why it's so warm. Can't you see the backlashes we receive daily from the great and beautiful black queens? Willie Lynch reigns supreme. Their rudimentary schemes worked and we just too foolish to see, but we got fellas quicker to put their middle finger up than to pull their pants up. Where drug addicts got fan clubs, we show the high and bullshit, but we still enhancing the cancer. Like, forget finding the answer to these problems, just turn that music up loud and we still dancing with our hands up. Sex gets exchanged like handshakes, and that's cool as long as you use a condom. Well, that's if you can find one. If not, fuck it, we don't need one. And that's when the STDs come, making venereal diseases as common as bleeding gums or bruised hearts. And our bruised thoughts leave us with the misconception that a long-lasting marriage is coincidence, where everybody just has to be friends with benefits, where as soon as that sun leaves, so does the innocence. No one ever mentioned it, that we fail in ourselves in increments that can't be measured, coming up short in every endeavor, and then we have the nerve to be complacent while making statements about how things ain't getting no better, and I want to scream, people, are we going to be stuck in this stupor forever? Why wouldn't I be flabbergasted when children laugh and think it's funny to say fuck bitches and get money? Seems like lately ABCs get learned after Lil Wayne verses, and baby girl think our self-respect comes from a good head game and name brand purses. And these curses stain me. Hope this pain causes everyone to become angry. I'm mad because we don't love each other like we should anymore. And the prisons are full of my people. I'm mad because the government is supposed to be the hand of protection, but they just keep slapping us around, chastising us for complying with authority, and the majority of us are all too eager to enter people relationships with heathens while the prisons are full of my people. I'm mad at the lack of reparations for the enslavement of my people, the lack of education and help for the victims of Hurricane Katrina, the lack of dedication and help for those who need you. I'm mad that the KKK still exists and our idea of supporting black business buying the latest pair of fucking sneakers while children are violated, women are underappreciated, there's a failing reference for God, and we choose to sell drugs to our family as our declaration of freedom while the prisons are full of my people. People, the fight is not over. We still need changes. There are brothers and sisters in this very room feeling pain and anguish. I have every reason to be angry. How could you blame me for being angry? The shit that I still don't understand is why you're not. Yeah! All right, so since this is Fear Not the Revolution, and you're gonna hear a lot of different crazy stuff, I gotta get your energy up when it's time for the next poet to get on the stage. So if you're ready to rev up, everybody say rev up. That's right, we're revving up for the revolution. Oh yes, that's right. You see that pun, that play on words? Because I'm smart, I just made that up right now. You're welcome. All right, anyway, are y'all ready for the first performer of the night? Let me hear somebody say, oh yeah. Well, the first performer after the first performer, the second performer. Please put your hands together for Aimee Lee, y'all. Put your hands together, clap it up. Show some love, clap it up. More love, more clapping. If you ain't clapping, you waiting. I need everybody clapping. Back there, clap your hands, damn it. Clap your hands, all y'all.
Yeah. Cool. How are you all doing? Good? Yeah? All right. What's up, guys? Haven't seen you in a while. So there's a poet named Terrence Hayes, and he took what was originally a Japanese business presentation format called the pachakucha, which is where an image will flash on a screen very quickly, and then move on to the next image, and he made it into a poetry format. So this is a Pachacucha after Terrence Hayes. And it's in commemoration of all the people that I did Occupy with. So I lived in a tent for 4 months this past winter as part of, the winter of 2011 rather, as part of the Occupy movement in New Hampshire. So this is, yeah, that's right. This is called Pachacucha for the people after Terrence Hayes. And it's in commemoration of that. History. In the 1980s, my white mother clerks for Justice Archer, a black Michigan Supreme Court justice. When she can, my mom drives his BMW so he will not be pulled over. History, again. In the 20th century, a Vietnamese man is carrying a six-pack to his car when the actor Mark Wahlberg jumps him, blinding him with a metal hook. Heart. My heart is a boxer, but nobody knows how to beat like this nation. History, again. In the 21st century, a presidential candidate suggests that low-income kids be made to work as janitors in their schools. This already happens. I have already seen this happen. Hope. Cornel West says, the devil is real. A person I live with. John is a paranoid schizophrenic. Sandals in winter. His feet are purple and red and green like the flag of some modeled republic. He says he wants to have the dignity of being allowed to work as doctors pull all the yarn from his head to sell. A person I live with. Graham is retarded or autistic, likes dubstep, is more reliable than me and more successful in love. There's no such thing as trash. Heart. Small tribe. Tenement. Honeycomb. Refugee camp. I just go around everywhere with my heart punching me. People. Chris, the master carpenter with a wide mouth, so ashamed to ask for help, he tries not to cry. Stu, who calls himself a terrorist because if he were brown and acted like this, the CIA would already know. Nina, my president. Nathan, who is learning how to be free. Freedom. They've torn the accents off of our words, so our gods don't know how to find us. Freedom is the process of sewing your accent back together, back on. Rally. In the only picture I have of Chris, he is throwing a sign aloft the way you hold a child so it can see. The sign reads, "Police brutality, only a bus ride away," with a cartoon bus. We decided to make Janet draw a bus rather than have me draw police brutality. Genocide. There's no day without it. Without war, or the quiet war called breathing, a father has to set his daughter's broken leg at home. In a splint he wraps himself the way everyone prays, carefully, over and over, for the same things, for the bone to hush. Safety. I do not believe in safety. There are prisons in its name. I will not be safe even to myself. I will not speak the way a businessman trots gingerly over a wet patch of ice. Our whole country is that ice. I'm putting nails in my shoes. Truth. The truth does not want to bleed in public, so it crawls back into your mouth to die. Swallowing too much truth is like swallowing rocks. Thanks. So this is something else I've been starting to do like some musical experimentation under my poems. So this is something I recorded with my phone in my friend's basement. There's one thing that I'd like you all to help with a little bit. And when I gesture at you, it's so easy. All you have to say is, we're good at it. Okay? You know, and it'll come up later at some point. I'm gonna like, you know, and then you can be like, we're good at it. You want to try it out once or twice now? Okay, one more time. Nice, you're good at it. All right, so this is called How to Cook a Wolf. And it's after this woman named MFK Fisher, who wrote a cookbook about how to survive on war rations and how to make them sort of tasty and keep your life going when you're in situations of struggle like that. So it's called How to Cook a Wolf after MFK Fisher. And it's dedicated to someone that I love very, very much. Starving, you said you didn't want your pizza so you wouldn't shame me. Wore your coat in the hallway crying, you said baby you're not broken, you're just very hungry. They taught your father not to sleep. You spend every night walking down the same street. They made a pact, the sickness wouldn't take them. You were the sacrifice. You forgave them for side bucks and free lunch, leftovers, sleeping on their couches in pity. You asked them, do you still respect me? I don't respect myself. I lost it all, I still believe. Hung on too long, take care of me. I lost it all, I still believe. How do you win a war with bodies? All right, so you ready? Here we go. Okay. Eating rations, digging trenches. Eating rations, digging trenches. Eating rations, digging trenches. What we inherited, ooh, we gotten good at it. I lost it all, I still believe. Hung on too long, take care of me. I lost it all, I still believe. Naked we came, and so naked we leave. So this is your lucky week. They called security. They wrestled him to the ground. And then they wiped the concrete down. And we're so clean now. But I'm confused too. Playing king of the corpses doesn't feel as fun as it used to. Oh, the bureaucrats are worthless. And now fascism's back in style. We're like the dogs starved to death in foreclosed homes. The rising tide will swallow us whole. I lost it all, I still believe. Hung on too long, take care of me. I lost it all, I still believe. Naked we came, and so naked we leave. Eating rations, digging trenches. Eating rations, digging trenches. Eating rations, digging trenches. We know how to scream in several languages. I'm good at swallowing all I've got, except all I've got is this fist. I'm good at swallowing all I've got, except all I've got is this fist.
Yeah, we're gonna build the anticipation up on like here, 262 pounds of revolutionary genius. Please, everybody, show some love for Freeman. Whoa!
Thank you all for being here. I can't tell you how ecstatic I am to be at an event that I'm headlining for where all the poets are better than me. So, I actually want to start this with a poem that's near and dear to my heart called An Ode. An ode to the everything dying everywhere for the first time. From the blood cell that sickles itself into oblivion, to the bold star that winks goodbye to the galaxy giving in, from the red wood splitting its side and diving earthward to the earthworm shriveled under the weight of sunshine curse words, from the black boy blood blotching bare backbone to the whole world's crushed by a crumbled ozone, from the prisoners of war tortured into false truths, to the gum line of the senile that has lost its last tooth, from the scalp of the small girl scalded by a perm, to the bloody child soldier that refused to serve, from the open casket martyr looking stiff, lying patient, to the rumpled up bomber with limbs disintegrated, from the single woman starving who looks nearly transparent, to the short shrub that shrinks when the land becomes arid, from the alpha to omega, from infinity to beyond, from the meth pipe mother to her aborted young, from the rebels to the liberators, from the peasant to the king, from the nothing and the never to the all and everything. This is for every time the violent sirens leads to a violin silence with zipper-back bodies and zip-shut eyelids, cries of the innocent, tears of the guilty, jeers from the ones who have reached out to kill thee. I'm sorry for the discounted prayers that didn't come with receipts. I'm sorry for the pain in its abundance in the last waking moments. I'm sorry for the wars, for the wars, for the worst of the world, for the worth of whatever they poached. I'm sorry. Survivors scream mercy from the pews of their lungs, knowing empathy is an echo, but slit throats sing no songs. Love is the distance between anger and injury. That's why we call the ones that we hurt close. And death has no lullaby, just a stillness and sadness. So I will repeat this ballad for silence until it sounds like a prayer for peace. This is for everything wearing a noose, for everything everywhere with the life leaking out of it that ever had to suffer, living in this world of worlds where we measure progress and profit's blood, where we hear utopia as a slur. Tell me, speak my peace, but not my peace. 3 questions for the universe. What are the holy? What am I? Are we not just inside jokes between cruel gods? We who call wishes prayer come into this world screaming. The cry of children sounds an awful lot like apology. Humanity, learn to take the crosshairs out of obituaries. Christ, resurrect in the twilight of our violence. To everything, lest we forget ourselves, may we rest in world peace. Make some noise. Are y'all happy to be here tonight? You sound mad. Can I hear more noise? All right. This poem, I'm under constant assault for being a vegetarian, but it's bad enough that like I'm a vegetarian, but like being a vegetarian and being black at the same time is an interesting dilemma because my whole cultural spectrum of food is like denied to me. And I tried to reconcile that by writing this poem called The Hummus Rap, in which I address my blackness through vegetarianism. Hey yo, check it. I caught wind of some foul odors. Heard word on the factory farm, says I'm not holding it down, okay. Like I changed, okay. Like I want beef with y'all. Real talk. I used to eat the cluck out of chicken. I featured twice, not once, no, twice, on Snack DVD. But I can't live above the facts. Real vegetarians rolling salads like hummus wraps. I got a lot of haters, know what I'm saying? Yo, they told me my hair would fall out, I wouldn't get enough protein, I would have vitamin B deficiencies, I would have vitamin deficiencies B, woo, woo, woo. Yo, they told me I had to be white to do it, know what I'm saying? Nah, I mean, bones would break, body ache, vomit quick, got the shakes, concentrate. Man, well, please. I'll pop the tags off pasta bags and brush the starch off my denims before I hop in them. Ah, yes. Check the styles. While you were creeping through drive-thrus, I did my dirt in the aisles. Went from half food to whole fruit, from soul food to tofu. Went to Walmart, now choose to go to Trader Joe's. Don't get it twisted like a sushi roll, cause I ain't no trader, yo. I just use my body to embody a greater goal. I still stack calories like casseroles, didn't try it to diet, not wishing to lose fat, get swole. I still get my protein, still eat condiment packets whole. They feasting. I made you cook, you be a slave to a page in my recipe book. Yo dude, me mugging me while I eat my tofu? You mad? She mad. So you shop cart set tripping, looking hard at my stacks. I'ma bring the cart till you look hard at you back. Like, who you eyeing, sonny? I'm Pacific, not anemic. Still got the iron on me if it's really like that. I had a pet growing up, got love for the paws. Shout out to all the mammals, got love for the cause. In life, you get one plate, a lot of forks in the road. I cleared mine of all the beef and took the pork off the stove. See, the chickens wasn't chilling right, the turkey isn't tough. I pulled the animals out the pot and kept stirring it up. From the lacto-ovos to the vegans, you know we got you covered. From your loin to your hind leg, and my diet might seem less evolved, but I don't want to greet my death by saying hi to cholesterol. Nowadays, my conversations are like cooking a steak on one side only. When we say we are afraid to change our diets, our life choices, what are we really saying? Are we worried that what lands on our plates might be crueler than factory farms or harder to chew than meat? And if you don't know, now you know, veggie. We're gonna call back up Olajuwon to get it poppin' with the song. Literally the song that he's about to play, I played in my car every single day on the way to school senior year. Sorry if any of my professors are here that I was late. I was jamming out in my car. But Olajuwon, come on back to the stage, man.
It's Redbird game. Hater, we don't play. Remember those days I was thirsty and hungry. Straight paper chasing, got me getting this money. Got me getting this money. Yeah. Check me out. Money, money, money make the world go round. She say she faithful, but for how much will my girl go down? That's why I'm sleeping with my eyes open. Got me on my knees, Lord, please keep your hands on me. Spiritually protected, prophetic, cause when I rap this, I do it for the hood. Get the message. If you oppose, classify foes, so I can smell a buster. She say I got a nose for recognizing real shit. All the thugs feel this, cause it is what it is. Too busy stunting in the club, homeboy, feed your kids. Homes vacant, too many Rolling Stones. Whatever happened to being a man and holding your own? What's going on? Yeah, yeah. Hey, it's Redbird game. Hater, we don't play. Remember those days I was thirsty and hungry. Straight paper chasing, got me getting this money. Got me getting this money. Yeah, this how we at. Yeah. Have we lost sight of life? What is it all for? Will I work all my life? What am I living for? Got me knocking on heaven's door. This life is sin, got me pinned and I'm on the floor. And I don't want no more. Just when it gets to the third count, God sent his angels just to come and bail me out. He say I can't create you and also can take you. And life is one try, no take two. What you gonna do? Yeah. Do you really care? Do you really care? Look within yourself and ask, do you really care? Do you care about the people in Africa, the people on your block? You know? Why I care? And I'm willing to die for these people. Alright, I'm willing to die for you. I probably will, so it is what it is. Yeah. Any day above ground is a good day. Hey, it's Redbird game. Hater, we don't play. Remember those days I was thirsty and hungry. Straight paper chasing, got me getting this money. Got me getting this money. Getting this money. Yeah. Thank y'all for the love, man. I really just appreciate it. We just struggling in the street, you know. I'm just a 20-year-old.
Man, it's been a long time since I've been up on one of these. Yeah, where Woo Slam at? I guess Woo Slam became one person. As you may have figured, I actually used to be a member of Woo Slam. I'm a Woo Slam alum. Was on their national slam team 3 times, and it was some of the best years of my life. And something wonderful about Woo Slam is that Woo Slam had this ability to love. Like, the love that Wu Slam had for each other and for the people they performed in front of, in my opinion, is the epitome of every revolution. So that's what I'm gonna do today, up here. I'm gonna talk about people I love. And I'm gonna talk about the things around them that make me love them, but also make me want to wish better for them. I think that's part of my own personal revolution. Y'all ready? What poem am I gonna do first? I know. My parents once said that Stephen didn't have the skin, but he had the soul. That he was a red-headed James Brown that couldn't dance. I thought he reminded me more of Smokey Robinson sometimes. He said he looked like his dad, maybe. His mom wasn't very proud of him, told him, "Stephen, D's are for drunks. Stop being such a nigger. Don't you want your father to come back across that highway?" Highway 370 is a bypass highway. No, a jugular connecting black soil to green grass across the Missouri River to safety. Floodplains, red brick homes, country music, and a town full of people who don't look like or at me. But Stephen always made eye contact, always kept his hair trimmed low, always fought instead of ran, and never raised his hand in class. His mom called him stupid, nigger, said, "Stephen, you're a nigger." And people run from niggers, but Stephen was white. Held on to potato chips like free lunch. His mom was poor, held on to Jack Daniels like her wedding ring, and she was usually right. Stephen didn't have the skin, but he had the title. And the only one who wore it better was me. Mine was the first black family to move into our neighborhood. Within a month, there were 20. Within a year, a third of Florissant had flew over the Missouri River, 370, flew over the Missouri River, and for sale signs grew faster than the grass, and for as long as I could remember, Stephen wanted to cut that jugular, suffocate St. Charles, let cars bleed into the Missouri River, and laugh that no one could fly away from him anymore. He hated being a nigger, hated being lynched by the poverty line, hated being like me. He was my best friend. Probably because his mom told him that niggers need to stick together so they're not alone when everyone else leaves. But I had to tell him that one day, one of us would have to fly over a river, or a border, or a poverty line, and be the people who left us. And he wanted to cry scotch and welfare checks, but he had to know that, Stephen, you are not a nigger. You may have the soul, but you don't have the skin, and people can't see souls sometimes. You can escape from poverty, but I will never run from being black. But I actually didn't have to say it, because when we, 17, drove on 370, and red and blue lights swirled behind us, and a cop asked me to step from my vehicle, asked me what I was doing on this, his highway, gun against jugular, pressed against pulse, saying, "Report this. I dare you. I'll shoot nigger from your teeth." Leaving Stephen in the car to watch, he learned that he didn't have as much soul as I had skin. That day, Stephen learned how to fly. White, learned that 370 is a jugular, allowing him to glide to safety, safely, and learned that one of us had to be first. Gotta do a second poem now, don't I? New piece. No, seriously, I've never done this in front of people. This is gonna be fun. Somewhere in Gotham City, Batman has failed to save someone. Their last words were drowned out by the sounds of car alarms, and their cheeks felt the wet asphalt of the city, crying over the casualties that occur within its borders. Batman will stand over the victim. He will want to pick up a gun. He will want to get revenge. His cape will be as heavy as the city or the victim. He will blame himself. And then he'll wonder if there will ever be a day when Gotham City no longer needs him. There was a rash of violent crimes in U City recently. Our campus found out through a slew of emails sent from our own private police force and a university concerned with words like retention, no. Donation, no. Safety, yeah. The emails warned us to be wary of our surroundings and to limit our contact with the outside world. In the hands of rich college students, this means isolate. When asked how I, a St. Louis native, felt the university was handling the situation, I, of course, said I thought the university was handling incorrectly. No one agreed. A couple days later, I'm at an open mic. A woman gets on stage and does a poem about her 2 kids. Everyone cheers. A boy looks the audience in the eye and does a poem about the first girl he ate out. We all cheered. And then another woman gets on stage and does a poem about fighting poverty. The room remains seated and stoic. When I asked the host why he felt everyone reacted that way, he said, "It's a dope piece, but ain't nobody trying to hear that serious shit right now." Batman, Gotham is full of serious shit, isn't it? Your job throughout all the glitz and glamour is a glorified shit sifter. It's a thankless job filled with jokers and penguins and a police force that's been instructed to arrest you if you keep stirring the serious shit up. You've always been my hero, Batman. You carry a lot of dead bodies on your back and you exact justice. You strike fear in the hearts of criminals and hope in the people, even when the people with power believe that power isn't theirs to use. I'm from a city a lot like Gotham, Batman. The crimes are senseless, the heroes don't even know they're heroes yet, and the police force can't tell the difference between the shooters and the ones being shot at, and all the people with power just watch. So sometimes it feels like St. Louis could use its own Batman. But I can't ask you to do that, can I? The Riddler left another clue, Catwoman is still stealing stuff, and Harvey Dent has another gun aimed at your head. I need you to be my hero, but I can't have you be St. Louis's hero as well. To my school, to the poets, and even to me, you have let me down. We have been given powers that Batman never had, and we have been cultivating these powers since we were children, so why are we now so afraid to use them? Outside of those windows is a city that cries itself to sleep, a city so hungry it eats itself from the feet up, where the people who can save it leave, or threaten to leave, or never leave their homes. We have failed this city, but I refuse to continue to be a failure. I may not be Batman, but I will be a hero. I can't save everyone, but I will use my powers the right way. I'll write it on every pad and every wall to the tips of my pens and the palms of my hands become sandpaper. I won't make anyone comfortable. I'll be the shit stirrer. I'll put the crime rate in your face so you can't run from the smell. I'll teach criminals how to be heroes, and I'll carry everything, every crime, every victim, every criminal, everybody, until the day that I die. No, until the day that my city no longer needs me. Like I said, love is a form of revolution. Fear not. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. You could have been wherever you wanted to be. And now we're about to go ahead and close it down with another Freeman word, funkadelic performance. So please put your hands together, clap it up, stomp your feet, show some love, make some noise. Everybody give it up for Freeman.
I wasn't feeling the hat, so I took it off, threw on the scarf. I like to announce my wardrobe decisions. It's kind of my thing. So, usually when I'm out in the community and I say, I go to WashU, people are very impressed. You go to WashU is the standard response. And then the next question that follows is, what are you studying? What are you studying? And I'm studying philosophy. There, it's out, I said it, okay? I'm a philosophy major. Sorry, mom and dad. That's what I study. Thank you, Claude Evans. He's a professor of philosophy who's here right now. This piece is a little bit about philosophy and philosophy classrooms.
Yes! All right, Freeman. All right, Freeman.
We sit in philosophy classrooms, We argue about justice. Hands rest against the skin of sides of faces or chins or bottom lips. Not everyone in the world has the fortune of having these intact. We stand uprung in shoes, the weight of the fabric trembling against the arches of our feet. Our souls are planted firmly into sweatshops. We argue about justice, pounding our feet into the ground so hard that we've forgotten how to walk in the sweatshops of others. We argue about injustice. One says, injustice is property infringement. One says, injustice is unwarranted intervention. We say justice is Kant and Nozick and Rawls or Rousseau, but not St. Louis or Chicago, not Amadou Diallo, Sean Bell, Oscar Grant, Troy Davis, not 50 paces of lead walking their way through unarmed black men, not elitist universities funneling money into mountaintop removal. In a poetry slam, anything unavailable to others is a prop. Let's call this world a poetry slam. This microphone is a prop. This venue is a prop. This scarf is a prop. I'm a performer of injustice. I think injustice is normative sexism. I think injustice is oppressive judicial systems. We think justice is everything except the imported coffee in our mugs. Halfway across the world, somebody's washing the blood off our diamonds, polishing them so clear that they don't reflect our consciences back at us. Every kiss begins with K, but every K begins with A. The AK assault rifle weighs 11.5 pounds empty. A child soldier weighs between 45 to 90 pounds. Where is this extra weight on our conscience when we wear jewelry crafted from their bones? We argue about justice and slip civil war onto the fingers of loved ones. Conflict-free, fair trade, organic, all-natural, non-GMO injustice. There's something implicit in the move from bullet point to PowerPoint. Like, bullets are power, or bullets get your point across. The point is, the only truth I've ever found in slides is the truth of slides that show what hollow points do to human bodies. Click, stimulus, pow, response. Even this air is conditioned. It's easy to feel in control of your destiny when you saddle your privilege on the backs of others, when the bomb drops and gun screams are all pixelated, when the moral scenarios are all trolley problems. We sit in philosophy classrooms and argue about justice, like it isn't what we wear, like it isn't what we eat, like it isn't what we buy, like everything we do in the classroom isn't sitting there, silently, arguing back. Shameless plug, I'm proud to say that poem is also in my book. But let me move on to another poem. This poem is called The Raven in the Writing Desk. How many people here are educators, teachers, professors? Make some noise. Okay, all three of you, thank you. This poem, who went to public school? Let's try it more easy, okay. Now let me hear it from the private school people. Okay, if you went to public school, say government funding. If you went to private school, say my parents got money. Don't be ashamed, it's all good, it's all good, it's all love you either way. I went to a public school in Illinois, actually had 4,000 kids, and I had a pretty unique experience there. So this poem, The Raven in the Writing Desk, is actually symbolic of that. Class is in session, the mind learns no lesson, and nobody seems alarmed. Class is in session, the mind learns no lessons, and this is how dreams are harmed. Passing out tests with assignments and questions, and none of it seems too hard. Massive group texts in the middle of sections and fighting in the schoolyard. Blasting out texts and the violence and vexing and broken glass breaking in shards. The public school claims its victims from the 7:30 a.m. all-American nightmare. The headless classroom, here to turn your pumpkins into a sleepy hollow. Youngins consume prescription food for thought, thinking it'll make them hot to trot in the classroom. They eat Adderall for breakfast, Ritalin for lunch, wash it down with hot Cheetos and high fructose fruit punch. Administrators in the huddle trying to wake the students up from the 7:30 a.m. all-American nightmare. zombified pupils, staring at the dark side of their eyelids. Last night was the living dead, this morning feels like 28 grades later. She can pledge allegiance to her flag, but doesn't know all the states and their capitals. They'll worship her if she passes, say, in the name of your diploma we pray, amen. Abracadabra, didn't graduate from school, enjoy a job as a cadaver. Don't you bother filing FAFSA, call her bastard of the bastards, born from fathers who are braggarts. Crushed her dreams, so it seems she grocery schemes as a bagger. The bell rings, a fight starts. The passing period becomes a 6-minute round. Nameless becomes a prize fighter. The bear hug breaking up the fight is the only caring physical contact he's had in weeks. Everyone forgets about Nameless. Every time he fails a class, the pistol in his hand grows more real. He'll be a white chalk outline on the streets by the time he's 21. Algebra class. So, for many of the impatients out there, this just about concludes the show. But before we wrap up, I have one thing to announce and one thing that is a surprise. I'm curious whether it remains a surprise if you announce that it's coming, but that's a separate philosophical issue. So, the one thing that I wanted to talk about was just thanking you, first of all for being here and being an attentive audience. Can we make some noise for ourselves, right? Okay? It's not every Wednesday night that we come to a nightclub to listen to poetry of our peers and listen to activists speak about their causes. So this is a special event to me. The next thing I want to do is just thank some people. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for giving birth to me. I think it goes half and half, you know. Thank you. Thank you, once again, everybody who supported this. Bazaar Boy, Kumba, Woo Slam, Learning to Live. I don't want to forget anybody. OBS, UAPO, all the different organizations, UAACD, different organizations that helped out with this. This has been quite a journey. And thank you, Laura Beckman, for helping put together the book. Thank you, Alexis Turum, for helping put together the flyers. Have y'all seen the promo flyers? They were good looking. Thank you, Jennifer Corman, for taking pictures for the flyers. Thank you, everybody who's been a part of this journey. And now the surprise. Olajuwon?
Yeah. Turn me up.
This is an experiment.
Surprise! I am a muddy Moor, and that just means I'm black. It's only right that I'm gonna fight for what is black. My people subjugated to this country's trap. Not cause we are inferior, it's cause we black.
Fear not the revolution. Fear not the revolution. Fear not the revolution.
Circuit judge trying to judge me. Well, my God don't like ugly, which is why you not above me.
Tax man got you shook, got you trading all your profits for your profits. Gandhi, Garvey, Tesla, Christ. Name a savior, name a price. Ancient cave paintings on the walls of my psyche. Knowledge of the past is the strength of the mighty. Devils in the grass, licking snakes trying to bite me. Fear no venom, see no evil, righteousness provides peace. My name is Freeman Word.
I am Olajuwon Hakeem, Azriel Rahim, Lamar Xavier Ali.
We are here in propria persona.
That is Latin for acting on our own behalf.
Around 500 BC, Confucius said, an oppressive government is to be feared more than a tiger.
We ask,
why does our flag have stripes?
Why does our country's flag have stripes?
There is an old African proverb. It says, until the lion has have their own historians, the tales of the hunt shall always glorify the hunter.
The crinkling of the pages of a history book sound the same as the unclinking of slave shackles.
Sound like freedom ringing free. Do
Do you know your history?
Beyond the single month that they gave you. February.
Blacks,
March.
women,
May.
Asians,
September.
Hispanics. Around 350 BC, Aristotle says, I have gained this by philosophy, that I do without being commanded
what others do only from fear of
of the law. We conclude, you should not fear the government of the state over the government of your mind.
Govern, from the Middle English for control.
Mint, from the Middle English for mind.
Fourth, from the monopoly on force creates
Money, power, and crime.
So while you pledge allegiance to your flag bathed in native blood, I pledge allegiance to the truth, to the slaves and
In us.
I pledge allegiance to the noose, courtrooms, and
judge.
I pledge allegiance to the family and the world peace. I pledge allegiance to my family and to world peace. I pledge my allegiance to a family and world peace. I pledge allegiance to my family and I'm not gonna stop till you say it with me. I pledge allegiance to my family and world peace. I pledge allegiance to my family and world peace. I pledge allegiance to the troops and the shells they bust. I pledge allegiance to the eagle slam you shut. I pledge allegiance to my family, world peace
And love. Ancient cave paintings on the walls of my psyche. Knowledge of the past is the strength of the mighty. Devils in the grass licking snakes try to bite me. Fear no venom, see no evil. Righteousness provides peace. I am a muddy Morin, that just means I'm black. It's only right if you gon' fight, then we fight back. My people subjugated to this country's trap. Not cause we are inferior, it's cause we black. Fear not the revolution. Fear not the revolution. Fear not the revolution.
So you guys have seen everything that there is to see. You could have been everywhere you wanted to be and you chose to be here. For that, we are forever grateful. Please support the artists. If you cannot support the artists financially, support them verbally, support them physically. Pat on the back, a wink, a head nod or something. I promise it goes a long way. Thank y'all so much for coming out. Talk to somebody. Hopefully at the very least this event fueled conversation later on, okay? Hopefully something was brought up that y'all can talk about later, converse about, and that we might be able to change some stuff, all right? Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all at the next Freeman Word event, because this is one of many. I have a strong feeling in my heart. Please come back, and until next time, y'all be peaceful.